Take it away.
So, welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining me this evening and for joining us here at the District 7070 Women's Day celebration. It's been a fantastic day. We've had a wonderful spring day outside, and so it's nice that you all made the commute from your respective clubs. And thank you very much for joining us. We're joined tonight by John Burns, our district governor, of course, Elaine Pop, who's our new president of Durham College. So it's great that she's here as well. And then Lon Appleby as well, that was kind enough to lend his classroom to us for this evening.
Our classroom, Rotary, and it's everybody.
Rotary Global Classroom. So this evening we have 7 speakers. We have 6 from representing from each of our clubs, and then we have a 7th one that's actually international, which is going to be a little bit different and unique for you. So I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But as I thought about what we were going to try to do this year for our Women's Day celebrations, it suddenly occurred to me that we really didn't know about all the different projects that went around in the district. And I kept on asking, what do we do as females? What are the female-led initiatives that we do? I really want to know. And so we were able to identify six lucky women to do that. And so I appreciate them coming out this evening and talking to you. So I'm going to turn over the mic to our very first speaker. And our first speaker is Jennifer Boyd, who's going to be doing Brushomania. So Jennifer, you'd like to come up?
Great.
I'll pass it over.
Come on up. All right. Great. And it's just this one picture, right? Behind you?
There was a PowerPoint,
Was
but
there-
that's okay. It doesn't have to be up. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's all right. There's always
Right?
something technical that.
She's not John. I skipped to the first presenter. I was like, no, we don't need to do opening remarks. No, first, my apologies, everyone.
Want
I
me to
just
do anything?
naturally just went on.
Land acknowledgement or anything?
We're going to do John.
Okay, you
Do
did,
John
and then
first,
Elaine is
then
coming.
Elaine,
Yeah,
and then you.
for sure. Okay,
I
good.
skipped over an entire segment, so I apologize. Am
There's
I-
always something
my
in
brain
this
that
room.
made sense.
Always. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
sorry, everyone.
No problem. John, take it
Good
away.
evening. I hope you're all well.
Just a little
What-
slower here. Yeah, there we go.
What motivates everyday women to do extraordinary things? To positively change the lives of people halfway around the world while inspiring so many folks here at home. Our organization is truly blessed as we have many women who do just that. From an organization which was 100% male, we have matured into one which sees the many benefits of having women in our membership. This evening, as we celebrate International Women's Day, let's hear the answer to that question: what motivates you to do this? From 7 women from our own district who have led some of these initiatives. And I think it's over to you, Elaine.
Thank you very much, John. And Joanna as well. And good evening. I am delighted to welcome you this evening here to Durham College and the Rotary Global Classroom as we celebrate International Women's Day and the remarkable women of Rotary District 7070, I should say. And I definitely do think tonight's event is both important and meaningful. As we come together to recognize the achievements of women in our community and beyond, we are not only celebrating the progress that has been made towards gender equality, but also acknowledging that there is still work to be done. I certainly think that the Rotary Global Classroom at Durham College is a fitting venue for this celebration, because as organizations, I believe we are aligned in our support of women. From its early days, Rotary International has been a champion of women's rights and empowerment, helping to ensure our voices are amplified. And here at Durham College, we constantly encourage women to explore the wide range of career options available to them. One of the ways that we do this, and that I'm actually quite proud of, is through our annual Expand the Possibilities Young Women in Science, Technologies, and Trades Conference. We host that both here at the Oshawa campus as well as over at our Whitby campus. And we've developed that showcase. I'm thinking it's probably about 6 years old now. We did have 2 years. We missed it during the pandemic, of course. And we showcase to local grades 7 and 8 girls the breadth of programs and employment opportunities that exists in fields that are maybe not so traditionally fields that females would think about going into.
Elaine, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I'm not making the same mistake I did with Dawn in terms of audio. Hans, could you just give a thumb up if Elaine sounds perfect? Thank you.
Nice to
ahead.
be perfect.
All right, it's important. Go ahead.
Excellent.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So I was just reminiscing when I was thinking about what I wanted to say this evening about the conference that we hosted last year for these grade 7 and 8 women. And I heard one student say, and it stuck with me, she said, I didn't know I could do that. It's like she just hadn't ever considered welding as a potential career option for her. So as you can imagine, that conference that we host each year is one of my favorite events. So like tonight's gathering, the promise of what we can accomplish together fills me with excitement and hope. Together, we're leading the way towards a brighter, more inclusive future. Thank you. Now, I'm not sure, Joanna, Hannah, am I passing back to you? Back to Lon. Okay.
I've got my microphone here. So thank you, Elaine, very much. I'll just turn this off and keep it here. I would like to do a land acknowledgement. And so I would like to acknowledge that Durham College sits on the lands of the people of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nations within the traditional territory of the Mississauga and in the territory covered by the Williams Treaties. I only would like to just say, as I often do, thank you all for coming. Thank you, Rotary, for the support that you provide the college and for this and for making education so inspiring for all. Next Wednesday, in our global leader class that we have, Johanna will be here and we will continue this event in terms of helping all the students in global leader understand what the presentations were. And we will present some replays of the actual presentations. So this will continue. And that's what we have here. It's a classroom 24/7. We can keep going. So thank you all. And I think I've said as much as I need to. Do you want to come and continue with the first guest?
Certainly, I'll do it from here.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, make
So
sure
now
your
it's your
microphone's
turn.
on. Yeah, absolutely.
We're
So,
going to be introduced to Brushomania first.
okay, great. So,
Thank you. Just want to make
Let's go
sure, am I
ahead.
holding it in the proper spot? Perfect, dear.
yep.
Thank you.
And if, by the way, if anybody online is having trouble hearing anything or it's distorted, just say it in the live chat. Just say audio is a problem and I'll see that, okay? And we'll get on it. Otherwise, own the podium.
There we go.
Own the
Thank
podium.
you. Thank you. Good evening, fellow Rotarians and friends. And I know that she's watching, so my daughter Olivia and my husband Ryan. It's an honor to be here tonight celebrating International Women's Day. I feel so blessed to be asked to be able to present with such an incredible group of women. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jennifer Boyd, and I am the past president of the Scarborough Passport Rotary Club. I'm also the co-chair of Brushomania, which is the program I'm going to speak to you about. Brushomania is a non-for-profit program that is designed to promote oral health awareness among young children. It normally is between the ages of kindergarten to grade 6, and it started in 2001 by my club, and it has already reached over 1 million children, or students, should we say. Our goal is to educate and motivate children to bring dentists together, Rotarians, teachers, and parents, and create a celebration of proper oral health. Here's how the program works. Each participating school will hold an assembly in the month of April, where a dentist, Rotarian will come together to the school and provide the children with an interactive, entertaining presentation in proper dental care. Each assembly can conclude with a brush off, which is, trust me, a lot of fun, but is also at the discretion of the principals. As when we do our media day, we try to have each kid with a toothbrush. It's a dry brush off, because can you imagine, 300 kids with toothpaste? Yes, anyway, so we will pretend to brush, and it's a ton of fun. Timmy the Tooth comes out, And again, I won't say who Timmy the Tooth is, but Timmy is watching from home with my daughter. And the school can contact their dentist and assign if they want to do an in-class presentation as well. So the program. Students track their brushes and flosses for the entire month of April. They can do this in the classroom as well as online at home with their parents. Each student receives a Colgate toothbrush, toothpaste, a Brushomania booklet, which has instructions about the program and what to do online at home, and a Brushomania sticker. When the student completes the online program, they'll be able to print out their certificate of achievement, which they will hold. Trust me, when there's ever a problem with certificates, the kids are very upset. So we have to make sure that's always up to date and they get their certificates. But their name is entered into a draw. So the idea is if they reach 100 brushes within the 30 days, their name is entered into a draw and they can win. The grand prize is a Nintendo Switch. And then we also give away 50, that's 50, Android tablets. So the kids go crazy over this stuff and they love it. So in the Toronto area, the cost for the program, in Toronto for the city, there's no cost. It's taken care of by our Passport Club, which fundraises every year to support these schools. Outside of Toronto, what happens is all the supplies that are necessary to run the program, we have to charge $1 per student. Now, this can be taken care of by your local Rotary Club. We also work with like the dentists as well, sometimes take on the cost, or the dentists can apply and go through their dental societies to be able to apply for a grant so that they'll take care of that cost, which is great to keep the kids and get the schools outside of Toronto participating. So the real thing is getting the Rotarians out there to help, and there can be multiple ways of doing this. Right now, the main focus is any of the schools, which if you go to brushomania.ca, you can see a list of all the schools that are participating, and we ask that Rotarians sign up, and they can go and help be part of the presentations. The other option too is, and this would be for next year, of course, so 2025, is if your Rotary Club is interested in supporting the program, then you can be one of, we can work together and to be able to fund the schools outside of Toronto, especially if your Rotary Club is outside of Toronto. Other than that, I think that's really the program if anyone has any questions. Yes, sir. So it's across Canada. It has been provided. So what has happened is we had Saskatchewan participate a couple of years ago. Last year we did have a school in Edmonton, and to show the spread of how things are, the year that Saskatchewan participated, 2 students out in Saskatchewan actually won prizes. So, it was great to see that. It's not just Toronto.
There was a PowerPoint
It's
that
okay.
you gave me last minute. It's my fault. It didn't get teed up. Just too much going on, not enough bandwidth in this brain of mine. I'm sorry, but
No, that's
we
okay.
can make sure people see it afterwards.
Yeah, and
Okay.
again, anybody that's here too, there is you can see what the school kits consist of that each student gets. It's in the back as well, but the idea is just to have fun, and the biggest thing we always say is if you instill good oral health at an early age, they'll take it through for the rest of their lives, of course, but also their overall health will be benefit as well. I think that's it.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Yeah. Great.
So I'd also like to remind people, not only here in person, but also the people online too, that once we receive the recording from tonight's event, we will be sending out the decks as well that will be presented. Our second speaker is Paige. So if you'd like to come up,
Here we go. And
Lon has a microphone
Yep.
for you.
Here we go. And this is Pages. Yeah, great. Yep, no slides, but a good picture. Great. And you just, yeah, it's on. Great. Good. Yep. Oh, here, I'll turn it on for you. Right here. Yeah. Okay, karaoke, sort of. Just to
Yes, I'm
beneath
not,
you.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
sing though. So
Good. Great. Go
otherwise
ahead.
the whole room would clear out.
Yeah.
So good evening, everyone, my fellow Rotarians. It is truly an honor to be here tonight to speak to all of you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Paige Fernandez, and I am the president of the Toronto Leaside Rotary Club. And I'm so blessed to be surrounded by so many wonderful women and men, but we're celebrating the women today on International Women's Day. As a young woman in Rotary, I reflect on my journey within Rotary, and I'm reminded about how I've gotten to know some wonderful women that have inspired me to get involved in my club, but also in the district. I must particularly acknowledge District Governor nominee Liz Compton, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be in a Rotary Club at all. And she's encouraged me to partake in Rotary in the Leaside Club, but also in district initiatives. Today, I will share with you what led me to my involvement in the district. And when I joined Rotary in the year 2020, it was in the peak time of the pandemic where lots of people experienced burnout, stress, anxiety, just to name a few things. And I was really looking to connect with my community at that point. And that's when I found Rotary. I also realized at that point that wellness practices and mental health were a really big thing that we needed to focus on. And so at that point, I was working in a long term care home and I saw burnout rampant throughout my colleagues. And I decided to start a wellness program there for them. And I realized that I had a real big passion to share that knowledge with the people around me because I saw people really experiencing a lot of negative things. And so I wanted to expand that program to other people. So I was developing my programs and everything, and I remember sitting on a plane to Chicago for the pets trip, and I sat beside past district governor Yosef, and we spoke about my wellness programming, and he said, "You know what? You should speak at our district conference." And I said, "Really, me?" And he said, "Yeah, I think that's a really good topic." And I was looking for someone who was focused on mental health, and so it was from then that I started talking more about wellness with the district. Shortly after the district conference, I started a wellness series for the district, which was virtual, so anyone could have attended that. And I was also spoken at a number of clubs in the district. I was invited to speak, which I was really happy about. And this past year, Johanna and I co-presented at the district conference because John Burns wanted to start a mental health committee, so I've been involved in that as well. And it's really an honor to see how many people are focused on mental health and realize the importance that it has on society. And especially as Rotarians, as we're giving so much to our communities, it's also time for us to give to ourselves so we can really make that impact to the people around us. And I'm really passionate about sharing the knowledge that I have with other people so that I could see that positive change happen within our local and global communities. So if your club would like me to speak to you, or you just want to have a chat with me, I'm very open to that, sharing whatever knowledge I have, experience that I have, and giving some wellness tips or tricks. And for the people who are here today, I have a few handouts at the back and some goodies that if you'd like to take with you, that would be great. But I'd like to close off. It's a little bit different maybe from the other speakers, but I just want to do a short exercise with everybody in honor of Women's Day and in honor of mental health. So I'd like everybody to sit down and just close your eyes and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now, I want you to think about someone you care very deeply about, whether it's a spouse or a partner, a pet, a child, someone that really means a lot to you. And think about that feeling that you have when you see that person. Now, let go of this person
and bring awareness to the feelings that you just felt. And I want you to bring those feelings inwards to yourself. And let the words I'm about to say be your words. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live in peace no matter what I am given. And may my heart be filled with love and kindness. Now notice the feelings and sensations that arise and let them be. Now try offering the words of support that I just said to the people around you in this room and to the people online. To all women, to all Rotarians. Fan out your attention until you include yourself in this offering. And now let these words that I'm about to say be your words too. May we be safe. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we live in peace no matter what we are given. And may our hearts be filled with love and kindness. Now notice the sensations and feelings that arise within you. And sit with them for just a moment. Now take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. And in closing, let us continue to bring compassion, empathy, resilience to ourselves and to our local communities and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Paige. Our next speaker is going to be Janet. So I think there's a mic up there for you already.
I'm going to tee things up for you.
And she's got a presentation as well.
Okay, number 3. Just give me a moment. Now I'm super calm. I'm never calm up here. I like this gentleness. I don't want to leave this state, Paige, but I have to work. Okay, it's a good state. Okay, number 3. Glasses, please. Okay, here we go. Okay, and I'm going to. Is this a power? This is a PowerPoint, or is it just this? Okay. Okay. Can you just? It's here. Just give me a moment. I think this is it. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, and I'm gonna run it. You can run it, but by changing, but I'll do it for you. Okay. So I'll just stand here and be the gentle presence.
So I'll introduce myself. I'm Janet Thorstensen, and I'm from the Rotary Club of Whitby Sunrise, and I am championing the girls' reusable menstrual kit project. Our club has an international project down in the Dominican Republic, and we've been there since 1998. In about 2018, Margaret asked me, it's 1998. Did I say the wrong date? You guys are looking at me funny. Microphone's not on.
You
Jeez.
see, it's bandwidth. Okay, you said. Let's. It's band. No, it's. Can you rewind and
I can
say
rewind.
it? Okay, good. And then
I can rewind.
All right, but
Is that better? That's better. All right. So I'm Janet Thorstensen from Whitby Rotary Sunrise.
go.
Woohoo! And I'm championing the girls' reusable menstrual kits. Our club has a project in the DR. We have been there since 1998. And in 2018, Margaret Jarvis, who is a Rotarian and wife of Bob Jarvis, who was heading up the project, asked me if I would take over the Girls Kits project. So Margaret gave me all the stuff, and she sort of expected me to go home and sew it all myself. And I said, no, that's way too much work. It's more fun to have friends do it with me. So I came up with this idea in my sewing room that I would gather up sewing machines from friends and family, put them in the back of the trunk of my car, find donations of fabric, and take it to clubs across the district. And that's what I've been doing. So the idea is that we make enough girls' kits to supply 200 girls down in the Dominican with the kits.
Mhm.
And you may ask why I do this. So this pictures were taken this past year when we were down there. We were putting solar lights into this young girl's family home. And she was sitting there beside the clothesline, and on the clothesline is a sock. And this sock is what she probably uses when she has her period. I don't know about you, but as a female and getting your period for the first time, it was rather traumatic, and I had paper products. I had stuff that was available to me to use. The girls down there, they don't have anything. So you can imagine when they feel that twinkle between their legs and they start having their period, what it means is they end school. Their friends, they no longer see because they're home for a week and they're sitting on literally their dad's sock waiting for their period to end. And to me, that's just unacceptable. Girls that are in grades 6, 7, and 8, they have the right to go to school because the government allows them to go to school. They should be in school. They should not be sitting at home. So I decided that this is why I need to do this. I need to go around to different clubs. So here are two pictures. Campbellford Club has been amazing supporters for me. They help me iron out all my little glitches. And so here they are busy working away. They've had 3 sew-a-thons for me as of now. They're planning the 4th. We've even gone to a nursing home, and it was interesting going to a nursing home because they would go by the residents and peer in and go, "What's going on in there?" And then they'd leave and they'd bring someone back with them, and then they'd peer in again. Some of them would come in. It gave them something to talk about for the day. And we kept, "Come on in and sit down." And so they would tell us stories about them growing up and using their products that they use. But it bridged the loneliness as well. So all you need for this project is some tables, some people, and some chairs. Doesn't matter where it is, we can make it happen. And if you know how to drive a car, you can drive a sewing machine and sew. Men can sew as well as women. There is a job for everybody with these kits. So think about it for your club, and I encourage you to give me a call and I'll bring my car to you.
Thank you very much.
Are there any questions for Janet? Don't disappear quite yet.
Yeah.
We go once a year. We go in the month of January into February. And if you're interested in joining us, there is lots of opportunities for you to join us for a week, 10 days, however long you would like to come down and help us. We do lots of stuff down there. We do the solar lights. We help build latrines, cement floors. We go out from the village of Casuelos into the Batties, and we sort of figure out what the needs are. We use the solar lights as a way to get into the villages and discover what's going on there. And from there, we work our projects and try to help them. This past year, we delivered 188. We are aiming for 200 a year, so that will help us supply 6 to 8 schools. So we go around to all the different villages. Most villages have a small school. Some of them have very large schools. There's 2 schools that are very large that we can get rid of 75, 80 kits at. Other schools, there's 5 or 6 girls there. So one neat story, we were just about leaving a school, and there was this kerfuffle behind us. So we stopped and we waited, and this man was running up to the teacher that was standing at the gate that we were leaving from. It's like, "Stop, stop, stop." And then there was all this conversation in Spanish. And so we're sitting in the truck waiting, and the headmaster, she holds up the bag, and the man that was there, "Oh, thank goodness." So he was out in the field working, and his daughter was at home, not in school that day. And he ran from the field, found out about us being there, ran in to make sure that his daughter got a kit because he knew it was that important for him to have a kit. And so the schoolmaster, we always leave a couple of extra ones because there's always somebody missing. There's someone sick, something's going on. So everyone gets a kit.
So Janet, how
John, do you want to say? And also online, Hans, Linda, Ryan, and others. If you have any questions, please feel free to jump on your microphone or just put it in the live chat. Okay, and we'll take it up.
there's a few different
John,
questions in here
get
too.
the microphone.
We
John, yeah, do you want to hand it to John?
We are also doing a information session on March 21st about the project. So anybody who's interested, we just let us know and we'll send you a direct link to our Teams meeting. You wanted to say, right?
Are you going back to RYLS this time? The kids had a ball doing that.
Oh, yes. I am always involved in our youth. Yes, I'm going to Rylas and
Good.
we do the girls kit as part of our hands-on project there for a session. And then we give them the challenge of working towards a certain number for the weekend.
Don't believe Janet when she said if you can drive a car, you can use a sewing machine. My finger is evidence of that.
But you tried and we got you working on it. So
Is there someone else that had a question?
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I just ask one question?
sure.
Janet, can you just quickly touch on anything that you maybe need from Rotarians? Do you need material? Do you need
Oh my gosh.
bread? Do you how much does it cost? Because it's not
So
free.
all the
So how can you
supplies,
help?
all the supplies are going through donations of people that give me stuff. So I need flannel fabric. I need regular cotton cloth. I need threads. The more I get, and I just store them at my house and then we use them and we keep using. So last Wednesday night, I was at Sterling Club and I was trying to figure out how much supplies should I bring in my car. So I loaded up my car and they cut everything that I brought, everything. So it's ready for, and so what happens is whatever they cut the session before, that's what I use for the sewers to start with the next session. So when I go to Trenton on Monday night, all the things that was cut at Sterling will be sewn up by the end of the night. So it just keeps rotating through. So the more fabric I get, the better off. I'm trying because there's 2,000 to make 200 kits, it's 2,000 liners I have to make and 400 shields. So it's a lot. So yes, Jeff, you have a question for
Question over
me?
here. Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
If a club or any other organization, whether it be a church or it happened to be a college or anybody like that, wanted to run a night, how many people do you need? Like, is there a minimum to kind of make this work?
I can work with 2 or 3 people. I can work up with 25, 30, 40, 50 people. I think at our sew-a-thon that we had, oh my goodness, what year was that? It wasn't last fall, it was the fall before that we did it. I think we had over 100 people come in and out of the door and we kept them busy all day. We did a 9 to 9 event and people could come and go and we had a little bit of entertainment going on. We had massages going on for people. It's all fun and it's fun and it's sociable and it's fellowship. So I've even gone to young high school students that needed school hours and they were having a sleepover with their friends. And I came in the afternoon, sat up on their dining room table, and we sewed for the afternoon. And I learned a lot about Taylor Swift and all her songs. And I signed off on the girls' hours, and they sewed up 100 liners for me. So I go anywhere and do anything. So all for the girls.
That's great. Anything else? Or yeah. Okay. Thanks. Is it Jack? Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Well, good.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
thank you very much, Janet.
Good. Thank you.
So our next speaker is going to be Debbie Morgan.
Okay. Let me get this teed up here, and
He has one.
this is great. Yeah. I'm just going to tee up everything here.
Hey, Macy, how are you?
Okay. And we'll make this nice and full screen. And is it a PowerPoint? Okay. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I will find it. Just give me a moment. And if not, it's not that, is it? Okay. All right. Okay. I may not have downloaded it. It's been a little hectic. And so are you able to? Do you need it? Or if you want to switch presenters, and then the next presenter can come and I can download it in between while the other presenter. Could you? Yeah, and then we'll bring up another presenter and just email it to me directly, okay? And uh, we can bring up the fifth presenter.
Yes, the fifth presenter is Lisa. So Lisa, you can come up and talk about your project.
Okay, great.
Lon, so Debbie would have sent it to you directly.
Would she? Okay.
Yeah.
So just send it again and we'll get it. There's always workarounds in this room, but we never give up. And
One of our members, Joe, has a question. How can we ask a question online? I think, Joe, you can
Joe,
ask right there.
yeah, Joe, jump on your mic right now and you can even show your video and we will bring you into the room. So go ahead, Joe, just jump on your mic. There we are. Go ahead, just unmute yourself. And just a second. Go
All
ahead,
right.
Joe.
Go. Yeah, it was actually a question for Linda.
We're okay? Okay, question for
Um,
Linda? Yeah. For Janet?
I'm sorry, Janet. Sorry, I'm
Janet,
sorry.
okay.
I'm getting a little.
Okay,
Um,
go ahead. Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, how do the girls and their families feel when you deliver these kits?
So we deliver them to the schools and the teachers in the classroom. We have a person that speaks fluent Spanish and she explains what's going to happen to them because some of them don't even know Joe. And we provide them with insurance that they can still go to school because I think one of their biggest concerns is once they have their period, school is over. Because what has happened in the past, and we've seen it, is they miss school for a week, they fall behind. Next month, they have their period, they miss another week, they fall further behind. So in 3 to 5 months, they feel stupid, their self esteem is shot, they rather just stay at home. So they just drop out of school. And the consequences of that is larger families because they're hanging out at home, and the boys that are graduated from grade 8 are around, and that's a whole lot of fun going on there. So being able to stay in school for the girls is super important, and their parents know that success happens when the girls stay in school. They want their girls to be able to work in the hotels, to do other things in the community. So staying in school is important. So the girls are relieved. Like they're just like, oh my gosh, there is something that we can have. Because they have nothing. Like there is no paper products because their parents are working for pennies a day. And when you have to have the choice between rice or paper products that you don't carry that home on the motorcycle from the town. You carry rice home.
You want to follow up, Joe? You good?
No, just apologize for the wrong name.
That's okay, Joe. I'll
So
I'll
Get
just
me
send you
back one
some
day.
birding pictures.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Joe. So we're going to go now to this presentation. And please, to Lon.up. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go get it, okay? After, but you go ahead, all right? Yeah,
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much. And thanks, Joe, for that. Joe's from our club, obviously from Bowmanville Rotary Club, and I am absolutely honored to be here with you tonight. I do not have very much planned in terms of speaking, but I'm absolutely happy to go through, the campaign that we worked with in our club. And one of the things I did want to mention is I'm absolutely thrilled by the format that we have here this year, because I think that Rotary is all about sharing. And I think that is pretty incredible to do something like this tonight so that we all have an opportunity to not only share what we're doing in each club, but also to learn as different clubs. And I think that's what really helps us to grow better together and do some amazing things in our community and beyond. So thank you so much. The initiative that we actually did in our club this year was shared with us by another club. So it kind of is a full circle moment here, which is great. It was actually our district governor, John Burns, that brought it to our attention, I believe. Was it from Richmond Hill? Was that where it was? Or it was a different club in our district. I don't know if anybody here, if there's anybody from Richmond Hill here. No? Anyways, that's the whole point of sharing, guys. It's just to provide information and initiatives for other people to take back home and learn and grow from. And that's what I stepped forward because for me, making an impact is really important, whether it's within my own community or abroad. And I stepped forward because I knew that I'd have support from my club. We have a really great club of people that want to do things. Sometimes it's not always somebody that wants to step forward and lead it. But I knew that if I did step forward, I'd have the support that I needed. So when this was brought to our attention, I thought, you know what, this is something we could totally do because it doesn't take a lot, which is really great. Those are the type of campaigns that work really well when it doesn't take a lot, but just a little bit of heavy lifting from our end. The Fill a Purse for a Sister campaign is a Canadian-wide campaign. It is not a Rotary initiative. We've just really done well within our community. It was really successful. So I'm here to share a little bit about what we did to make it successful. So the Fill a Purse for a Sister campaign is, as I said, it's a Canadian-wide initiative, and it was put in place by a founder. She created this nonprofit organization to provide comfort and dignity and support to women and young females in need in all of the communities across Canada, not just one single or one region. It's basically within so many communities for women and young females going through our social service systems, that are in our shelters, that are within low-income families or homeless even. And it's just an opportunity to provide a gift to them of something that they can not only use but can cherish. So having a purse of their own or a backpack of their own filled with items that they need. So that's the whole idea of the campaign. And what I love about it is that every single person that wants to do something with this can come on as either a community lead or as a drop-off location or even just simply a donor. And so that's how it gets into so many different communities very easily because you can just sign up, you give Angel a call. If you need her contact details, I have it. But yeah, you just could give her a call and say, listen, I'd like to be a community lead if there isn't already a community lead in our community. And for us, what we decided to do was put together our own committee within the club because I had the support and knew I had it. I couldn't do it alone. And so the committee was made up with a number of women that wanted to help out. And so together we determined where our drop-off locations were going to be and what was going to work well enough for us. And so a couple of the takeaways that we had with this was there was already a drop-off location because somebody had already contacted Angel and said, don't want to be a community lead, but I want to be a drop-off location. And they were a local business. So that's fantastic as well. One of the things that we discovered was the drop-off location really mattered. So that particular location was actually not great because it was a local business that sometimes people have a hard time going in without feeling obligated to purchase something or, use their services. So going in to a place of business isn't always the greatest option for a drop-off location. We are really lucky in our club because we actually have the CEO of our public library. So I would say if you don't have that, that's fine, but go out to your public library or other public service areas or locations that would like to act as a drop-off location because people in the community feel no obligation going in there. They feel comfort. They feel like it's a place they can go. And, and they spend a lot of time in there, which is great already anyways. So the idea is for you to ask your community for donations. So the purses don't need to come from you. You ask for them. You ask for your community for donations to give back to your own community. So you're asking and giving in the same community, which is fantastic. It's really great when the Rotary Club can get behind it and they bring in purses as well. And one of the things that we found really well was not only the public library locations were a great donation, drop-off donation, but we tried to get our local Rotary members to bring in purses to meetings, and that wasn't working so well. I think we got like 3 or 4 during meetings. So then I was like, guys, we need to go out and have some fun. So we did a fellowship night, and we went out to a local pub. It doesn't need to be a pub. There does not need to be alcohol, but it does help. And people brought purses, and their friends brought purses, and their families brought purses. So that night was a lot of fun, and we ended up with 27 purses just that night alone. In total, we ended up with 156 purses. So we were able to support 11 different organizations within our community, as well as 5 of our high schools. So it worked out to be a really great campaign this year. I'm super excited about doing it again next year. We've learned a lot. We've learned what doesn't work, what does work really well. For those who are wondering what goes in the purses, really anything essential, anything that you could think that a woman or a young female in need could use. Definitely feminine products. We are lucky to have paper products here, but some people can't afford them. Shampoo, conditioner, soap, even something as simple as a notepad, maybe a little makeup if you want to give them some makeup, some lip gloss. If you want to provide a little gift card for some coffee or lunch out or something like that, anything just to help a woman in need is so important. And it seems so simple, but it's to them, it's a big deal. So yeah, that's pretty much what the campaign's all about. I can answer any questions if you do have any. Yes, absolutely. That's a great question. So the campaign runs every year from September 1st to December 1st. So you have 3 months to get as many purses as you want, as many purses as you can. Like Janet, my house was overrun with purses, not fabric and sewing machines, but my basement was full of purses. So that's one thing I would suggest is, getting a committee together that can help not only with storage, but also one of the other things we did do, because you do need, as the community lead, it's also important for you to unfortunately, you have to sort through the purses, because once they're donated, you don't know what's in them. So we asked for them to be filled. Sometimes you're going to get all of the purses filled. Sometimes you're going to get half of the purses filled. Sometimes you're going to get people that just want to donate products, and that's fine too, because we end up with empty purses. But we do have to sort through them to make sure that there's no expired products, broken products, used products, no derogatory products, food, that sort of thing. So there's a list of things that you can and can't provide in the purse or backpack.
Oh, hold the question. Yeah, just so they can hear you online clearly. Okay.
So you've got for women and youth in crisis. So in regards to youth, is there an age group that you're looking at? You did say young women, but I mean, are we looking at?
Really, obviously not, we're not doing this for little kids. But really, there's really no age limit. There really isn't. I mean, it depends on what the need is in your community. Like in our community, we have a Firehouse Youth Center where our youth go when they just really need something to do, get them off the streets, give them something to do. We also have really great relationships with other organizations that do handle families as well with young children, and that's a help as well. But when it comes to female youth, it's really just like a backpack full of, typically we're still putting in tampons, pads.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're saying you maybe 10
Teenage, yeah.
to 18 kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And the other thing your committee can help with, because as I was saying, my basement was overrun with purses, is going through that whole sorting process is it's a lot of work, but you can make it fun, right? Just like the pub night, we actually got together as a committee and had a lot of fun sorting through the purses, and then we each took because we ended up with 156. I can't deliver 156 purses. So each member of the committee took, a bunch of purses each and went to the different places where we were dropping off. So, and there are some places you wouldn't even think of. Like, I didn't even think of our high schools. I did not think about the high schools, and somebody brought it up, and I thought, absolutely, it makes sense. So, yeah. So I just suggest, honestly, that, with tonight, whether it's fill a purse for a sister or any of the other things that you hear about tonight, take it back to your club and share, and see if anybody wants to step forward. And that's the whole goal, I think. Sometimes you may feel like you're the one that's always stepping up. Don't look at it that way. It's a privilege, right? But also get those new members involved, and they want to do stuff. We have a lot of new members that really do amazing things. And I mean, I've only been with the club for just over a year now, so there's a lot of people that want to do some good in the world. I don't know if anybody online has questions, but
Yeah, anybody on Joe, or do you want, or Hans, or anybody else? Thank you. You want to follow up with anything there? Please jump on your microphone and go ahead. Otherwise, Hans, we could give you a chance to raise that glass again and give a toast. There it is. Okay.
thank you
We
so
would-
much.
We'd make it full screen. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Let's leave it. Maybe I can get the PowerPoint from my email, but I would ask just for 60 seconds while I do this. Maybe we need Paige's, inspiration again to just do a little deep breathing. Hopefully, I'll be able to retrieve this. Okay, so let me get it quickly. All right, so go ahead. Give me a minute. I know. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna go to my email. So, oh well, you'll see everything now. Okay. Well, there it is, Deborah Morgan, red scarf, and we can even get a preview, which is better because then I don't have to download it and figure out. So, Deborah, do you want to come back? Oh, just a second here and see if I can do this. And I may have to, yeah, I've got it down. Give me a second. Download start. Okay, almost. And where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. And here we go. And I am having what I call my IKEA moment, which is, when you go to IKEA, you take things and you think you're brilliant because you followed these directions that a 5-year-old could follow. Well, I've just succeeded in doing what a 5-year-old can do, and I feel brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, so no, you don't have to give me a round. Just I got to get this properly teed up, and I will do that by enlarging. And now, Deborah, we're set. So next step, take this. It's on, and the IKEA illusion continues. Okay.
Hello, can you hear
So,
me?
yeah.
Barely, just barely. Is
Okay.
that better? Okay, okay.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I was away, and so I ended up with this really sexy voice. And my name is Debbie Morgan, and I'm with the Rotary Club of Whitby Sunrise. And I don't really need to present this tonight because all of the members are here from my club. But anyways, so the Red Scarf Project, it actually was started in London, Ontario by the AIDS Committee of London back in 2005. And no, 2012, sorry, 2012. And in 2016, the AIDS Committee of Durham came to the Rotary Club of Whitby and the Rotary Club of Whitby Sunrise, and they asked us if we could help them start the project in Durham region. So we've been doing it since 2016, and yeah, we don't really need all that stuff. I'd rather have the pictures.
Okay, so let's just scroll.
Yeah, scroll down
Keep
to
going.
yeah.
Oh, there it is.
So
Okay, good.
so this is our wonderful box that goes to in the library because it's great to have a place that you can drop things off to. So the library in Whitby, the main library, has volunteered over the years to put this box in every October, and we have it there from October 1st until November 27th. And the people in the community are made aware of it. We don't do as much promoting as we did in the beginning, but they are absolutely made aware of it. And I think the library has 2 or 3 knitting clubs that come in there, and the Whitby Club meets in the library as well. And so it's there for people to see as they're coming through. So it's the awareness, and we have asked people in the community to knit for us. So that is our box. And then
There we go.
on December 1st, now sometimes we do it November 30th, but if November 30th falls on a Thursday night, a Friday night, or a Saturday night, the scarves don't make it to December 1st. And the whole idea of this is for AIDS awareness for World AIDS Day, December 1st. So we will go out the evening of November 30th, if it's like Sunday to Wednesday, and we'll hang the scarves. And we do it in the evening. We have a group of people who go, and we have fun doing it. If it's one of those other nights, then we go the morning of. We get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I drag all of my club members out, and we hang them in the streets of downtown Whitby. And it's so much fun. We have so much fun doing it. And here you can see this one here's picture is taken at the library. Yep, you can keep on going. And those are just some of the different scarves. And then these are hanging them on the trees. Now I've got over there, I've got some pictures of the different tags. They are tagged. The AIDS Committee of Durham provides the tags, and each of them has a different message. But on the one side and on the opposite side, it's basically, if you're cold or if you need me or if you want me, please take me and spread the word. So all we're trying to do is spread the word about AIDS. And I know people are living with it now, but they're living with it because of medication, and they have to be on medication for the rest of their lives. So it's more about the awareness, and so that we can stop it. As you can see, we have lots of fun with lots of groups, and the scarves are 6 inches wide by 60 inches long. But people make them larger or smaller or whatever, but that's sort of, it's to symbolize the AIDS ribbon. And of course, they're all done in red. So that is the project. I know that when we started it in 2016, the AIDS Committee of Durham was really, really quite interested in it spreading across Durham. I don't know if it's something that maybe Bowmanville would like to do. I don't know if areas in Toronto, I'm sure it could, it could be done in smaller little areas. And I think it's a wonderful thing. It's, people actually look forward to knitting for us. And I know my club members look forward to going out in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning and putting them up. So and it's really nice when we've had like a little tiny bit of snow, and then you see all the red scarves. And sometimes we're lucky enough that the Santa Claus parade happens at the same time. So then it becomes even more visual for people to see it.
Can we see the fingernails close up too? Red?
Oh, my nails?
Yeah.
They're not really red. No,
Well, they're
pink.
nice. Yeah, but they look good. Look good. Look good. Yeah.
You know what? We've had as many as 400 scarves in a year, but usually it's in around 150 to 200. Now, the other thing is after we get a permit for, sometimes it's 24 hours, but what we do is afterwards we go and we pick up the scarves that are left, and we make sure that they're clean, and then we take them to Ontario Shores in Whitby. and we take them to Durham Outlook for the Needy and hand them out at Christmas time. So it's sort of a dual purpose. It's the awareness, but then at the same time, the scarves are going to people who could need them.
Hmm.
She's knitting one right now. I have no idea.
Choices.
I have been trying to talk Nisi into knitting because it's actually a good thing that you can do when you're sitting around drinking because
Hans.
if you make mistakes, it's
Knit-
not so bad. They can because it's only 6 inches.
It's a certain length, right? It's obviously has certain requirements, obviously, for the length,
Yeah, it's 6
And
inches
width?
by 60 inches.
right? Okay.
It's 5 feet, 60 inches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
5 feet by 6 inches wide.
But there's no requirement on the stitch.
You can do any
Okay.
decoration you want. You can do it. You can knit, Nisi, you can purl, you can do her all. Any other questions?
Hold on. Make sure so Hans and Joe and everyone can hear you. Just it's on. Go ahead. All
Okay.
right.
I was just wondering if you could speak to the permit aspect of it and what you actually need to do in order to, spread the love across your community.
So, depending on where you are determines whether you need a permit or not. So, I know that the AIDS Committee of Durham doesn't get a permit in Oshawa. Oshawa doesn't require them to have one. In Whitby, a permit is required. So, we're fortunate that I turned that over to the AIDS Committee to do it. I let them take care of the permit. I let them take care of all of that part of it. They just send it to me, and I make sure I don't open it before or after. So, because I did one year and found out I had 24 hours. So after that, it's like, okay, well, let's just, if we don't open it, we don't really know what it is. We can leave it out for a few days.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yes. So, any other questions? Jeff?
Oh,
Yes. Oh, okay. Well, put me on the spot. Okay, well, I do a couple things in Rotary. I've been with Rotary since 1996, before Nisi was born. Yeah, and so in 2007,
We'll come
so
to you in a moment, Joe.
2006, when I was in the Dominican, I had asked one of the nuns there what we could do to help them. And so she had said that they needed help feeding the seniors. I always get really emotional on this one. Anyways, these seniors are mostly men, were slaves, and they were Haitian slaves. So what I did was I came back and I decided that what I would do is I would do an adopt a senior program. So I started that in 2007. And I actually this year added up how much money we've collected. So for $200 a year, you can adopt a senior in the Dominican, and you get a tax receipt because it's all put through the Grey Sisters. So it's the Grey Sister organization in Canada, and the money is sent down to the nuns in the Dominican, and she takes care of the seniors down there. There's a nursing home there now. And there's, I don't know, 15, 20 of them that are living in there. There's I think they're still running the food program in this one little village where they get fed a hot meal once a day at lunchtime. And the meal's large enough that if they could eat part of it there and then take the rest home. And over the, so I've been doing that over the years, and I think we've raised $192,000.
Way to go. Wow.
And I know that I mean, we talked about it and said, is it something that we should continue to do? And I know that Sister Natty has asked that we continue to do it. So each year at Christmas time, I reach out to Rotarians and friends, and that's what we do. If it's somebody new, I actually do up a card. So if they want to give it to, because it's that gift, I do it at Christmas because it's the gift for the hard to buy person. So if they want a card, I have a card that they can take and they can give it as a gift. So that's it.
Joe has a question. It's fabulous. Joe, please
Yeah,
jump
Joe
on your
always
mic.
has
Go
a
ahead.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always have questions.
Go ahead.
So you say you actually go around and you put dozens and dozens of scarves and you hang them all over all over town. What's that like? I mean, is it fun? Do you attract a crowd? How do you do this?
Joe, you know what? The whole Rotary Club comes out. You saw. Oh, we have to go back to
yeah,
that
which
picture
one?
so you can see
Hold
that
on.
one
Yeah.
picture of the group shot, right? There's
Yeah,
that one's
yeah.
there's a bunch of us one night doing it, Joe. We had so much fun. If we do it in the morning, then we go and have breakfast afterwards. If we do it at night, then we go and we have a drink afterwards.
And do members of the public ever do they ever tag along with you?
Sorry?
Do members of the public ever tag along when wondering what you're doing and join
No,
you?
but you know what, Joe? Sometimes, like we used to walk way down Brock Street, and we'd come walking back up Brock, and we'd see that the staff at the LCBO had gone out and taken our scarves off the trees and put them around their necks, so they were promoting it in the LCBO.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Deborah. Great. Lovely. Who's next?
Next, we have Nikita
Is Nikita?
Williams.
Yeah, come on up because Nikita's got a Let me get this off for a second. And I think I can do this. Oh, yeah. Give me a second. Yeah. I'm going to put this away. We're going to clean this up a little bit, do a little digital hygiene, and then let's go to the Apple Doc and it's here. Okay, Nikita. Is that one? Yeah, that was nice. Yeah. Okay, let's do a full screen. Okay, and microphone. Turn it on. Karaoke, and away you go.
Awesome. Is this a good spot?
Yeah,
Good?
we're good.
Everybody's good? And I can move that.
Oh, yeah, you
Amazing.
can run it yourself. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Perfect.
Good.
Thank you. Good evening, Rotarians, friends, and guests, both of you online as well as in person. And happy International Women's Day. Today is one of those days that we really honor the achievements of women. We promote and we celebrate women's rights, yet we must not lose sight of all the work that lies ahead in our strive for gender equality and equity. My part of that work focuses on girls' access to education and basic skills development. I'm Nikita Williams, and it's an absolute honor and pleasure to be here with you this evening to share about a project that's near and dear to my heart, the Empowering Girls Youth Leadership Program, or YLP. It's a pilot project that I started in 2022 based on my work as an assistant ambassador for Rotary's Empowering Girls Initiative in zones 28 and 32. Now, research shows that teenagers all over the world struggle with self-confidence and using their voice. Knowing my own struggles, as well as the struggles of so many different women and the barriers they face, I wanted to create a safe space for girls to not only find, but use and amplify their voices. And I wanted them to do that today so that our future is filled with confident women leaders who are eloquently taking up space. Fortunately, as a Rotaractor, now Rotarian, and a Toastmaster, I had access to resources. That helped me to create this space that I essentially dreamed of. To fill the gap, I used the Toastmasters youth leadership program that's been around for decades. Added, of course, the little Nikita twist to it. And of course, because I've been in the Rotary family as an interactor, so it's been over 15 years, definitely incorporated some elements of Rotary in there. And that led me to produce an 8-week online youth leadership program focused solely on empowering girls. And this workshop's unique design give participants the ability to practice their communication as well as their leadership skills in a practical, safe space with others who looked like them. As a diversity, equity, and inclusion champion, it was really important to me that this program was available and accessible to all girls between the ages of 12 to 18 that wanted to participate. I wanted to ensure that there were no barriers to this. They didn't have to do anything other than show up. As a result, I tapped in, using my millennial approach, of course, to different social media groups, especially Facebook groups, including but not limited to the Rotary Zones 28 and 32 Facebook page. And this resulted in over 20 girls across Canada, some being the children and grandchildren of Rotarians that participated. Again, all they needed to participate in this program was a device with access to internet. Nothing else. Additionally, they needed to commit to an 8-week availability to participate fully in the program. Aside from that, no other requirements. I did make an exception to have a 10-year-old participate in the program, and I do not regret it because her speeches were just absolutely phenomenal and stay with me today. Now, each week, we would focus on a different topic while essentially building on the work from the previous weeks. So each session was about 90 minutes long, and within that 90 minutes, about 75 minutes of that time, the participants led in various roles. So they were essentially doing most of the work with, of course, my support. And each role is really important, whether you are playing the joke master to keep energy high and get rid of some of the nerves for some of the participants, or you're the grammarian where you're focused on the language and helping each other to use good proper pronunciations, proper grammar, and great choice of words as you're speaking. Or you could be the timer that really kept everybody on schedule. But regardless of which of the roles you played, it was extremely important. In order to graduate from this 8-week program, girls had to complete at least 2 longer speeches and hold at least 3 leadership roles during the 8-week period. And I'm happy to say that in this pilot project, 85% of our girls who were able to start the program actually completed the program, and their speeches blew my mind. So on the screen, you can see some examples of some of the speech titles that were delivered. And it varied from really fun and light topics to some heavy and thought-provoking topics, while some of the other speeches just allowed us all a space to dream and hope. Now, following my pilot in Zone 28, my fellow ambassador, Mary Shackleton, in Zone 32, also ran the Empowering Girls Youth Leadership Program. However, hers was a mixed gender approach, and the target audience there was strictly an Interact Club that was based in Bermuda. I'm happy to report that she had similar successes as well. Now, where are we going with this? My dream is to take this and make it even more global as we continue to strengthen the alliance between Rotary International and Toastmasters International. Currently, I'm working on the team with both RI and TI to create a project in the box that will allow any club in the Rotary network to really adopt and implement this program and do so in a way that's going to equip them for success. A successful program at the end of the day for this really requires collaboration. Collaboration with Toastmasters for facilitation, because you do need to be able to inform and educate the girls or participants how to really craft a speech and give them that feedback so that they can deliver. You need collaboration with schools or community organizations if you're looking for them for participation. And lastly, you need to collaborate with the students because you are going to be working with them to develop their leadership skills. It's essentially equipped to preparing somebody to be president of a Rotary Club or even district governor with the amount of organization and collaboration that goes on in the background, right? So if you're thinking of starting an Interact Club, you're thinking of new ways to work with an Interact Club, or there are organizations in your community that you're looking to work with, currently working with, and wanting to refresh that partnership, this is a great opportunity to tap into that. So I would challenge you to be open to others outside of the Rotary network and to really embrace intergenerational collaboration, which is what this project is really great at doing. On that note, I do need to give a special shout out to Tamara Larson in Rotary District 5370, as well as Lisa Devine from Toastmasters District 123, because I couldn't have done this pilot project without their support and collaboration. So thank you, ladies, if you ever get to this recording. I'll wrap up by saying, remember, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. Empowered girls today become empowered women tomorrow. So let's provide the space to empower them now. And we can definitely do that today and live out this year's International Women's Day theme: invest in women, accelerate progress. Thank you so much.
Stay, please, up there. Way to go, Nikita. Wow. Question. Okay, let's get the microphone. You are the future. No question.
We're all the
Beautiful.
future.
Okay, go for it. But
Thank you.
Joe is ready.
You know what?
Just a second, huh? Joe, can you hear what was just said, the question? Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'll repeat. The
it's
question
really
was
important, okay? I
essentially.
know, or unless you, it's okay. Well, what? Go
I'll
ahead.
repeat it for Joe.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I said she's a very eloquent speaker. I enjoyed what she said. And I asked a question about the counter, how you actually get young people to stop using words like, or, affectations like, a, like, these sort of things, because it's so prevalent in language. That was my question.
It really is. And it's one of those things that you can't really eliminate, regardless of the age group. But what we do strive to do is draw your awareness to how often you're doing it. So that counter role, it says counter, but really what they're listening for is any of those filler words. So, and like, So like and was very popular in the program. And it's phenomenal how, when you reflect on it, we would have one person starting with like every other word is like, and there's 20 likes in there. And by the end of the program, we're probably down to 5, right? And the more you draw it out, like nobody wants to hear, okay, so Mary, you just give your speech, and in your 5 minutes, we counted, sorry, 15 ums. You're like, oh. So what we would do is make it engaging for them as well and see, okay, as a group, by the time we come for the counters report, can we get filler words only used a maximum of 10 times? Right? So people would strive to be like, okay, I can't use I can't use like. So we set that goal at the start. What are we aiming for? And we go for it. Same thing for the word of the day, which is something a grammarian could do, is introduce a new word. And the challenge is, let's see if we can incorporate this word 5 times throughout the 90 minutes that we're here together.
Yeah. Joe's ready.
Has a
Yeah.
question, but I just want to say for the rest of us speakers that came before you, were you counting our ahs and ohs and
was
that?
not.
Okay.
I'm so focused on trying to remember what I need to say.
Joe, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, you, Nikita, great job, by the way. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well done. You alluded to the fact that you kind of went through your own challenges and your own struggle in terms of empowering yourself. What was it like to see these girls from at the start to what they became in the end, becoming much more empowered? What was it like for you?
It's really hard to put into words, and I did have some of the facilitators there that would often comment and say that they felt the girls empowered them more than we were able to empower the girls. And because this group in particular was spread across Canada, so we had people from different backgrounds, different comfort levels, even with the English language, to see the growth was just really heartwarming for me. And it's what really motivated me to get this to a place that we can get a standard working with RI and TI that everybody else can develop it, and it's really structured so that anybody who's running this, any club who's cooperating with this, can see that same result and be like, oh my gosh, we did that. This is just the beginning. It's so heartwarming and encouraging to really continue and keep it going. Hope that hence answers the question.
Yeah.
I would like to make a small proposal or a question. You are a global leader.
Thank you.
And well, we have a class here called Global Leader, and you talk about RI and TI, Toastmasters, Rotary. It's time to bring you and GC, Global Classroom, together and reach a lot of young people. And we should talk, Johanna. I would like to invite you to be a guest in the Global Leader class to reach a whole group of young people around the world. And they need to meet you. It would be tremendous. Yeah, I thank you.
I could see the hamster
Can you?
wheel just going while she was
Yeah,
talking.
natural, absolute natural. You need to be interacting with a lot of other people.
Yes, I think she would be a
Thank you.
great
Yeah.
asset to your classes, Lon.
Yeah, Hans, go ahead. Just
So
jump
Ho-
on your microphone.
He has a question?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying an amazing presentation and certainly inspiration. I totally agree with Lon about bringing that message to the world.
Yeah, great.
So I think,
you. Okay.
thank you very much,
Go.
Nikita. Thank you. Next, we have Hans. Hans Mathia is joining us actually from Toronto, but he is here in place of a lady by the name of Alexton Cox, who comes from a club out in London from England called the Internet and Innovation, or I Squared. So I'll let the mic or the floor essentially over to Hans, and he can explain the project that Allison is has been leading for the last little while and was actually last proposed and spoken and produced really at the last peace conference that they had, in which Rotary was involved. So Hans, I'll let you explain a little bit more about that and how the district can get involved. Yes, that's
Sure. So
great. Yeah, great. Now, hold on. I'm just going to put it full screen, and this is. Yeah, go ahead, Hans.
Yeah, you can just talk away. I'll introduce myself. I'm the incoming president for the as Johanna said, the Rotary Club of Internet and Innovation, or I Squared, of London Peace Envoys. We're a virtual club that was born out of diplomats who were with UN and with the Commonwealth Secretariat, and we got spun off into our own club. And so lots of people around the world are members, and we've got a sewing project actually in Uganda. But Allison is also with my club, and she has been involved with the Commonwealth Sounds project for a number of years now, and goes back to the Jubilee. And so I actually lit the beacon for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee at Casa Loma, representing Canada on the project. And I've got roped into this current project, the Commonwealth Music Relay. As Johanna said, I was in London a few weeks ago as a co-MC for the Rotary International Presidential Peace Conference at the International Maritime Headquarters. I was part of a drumming performance as part of the conference. So that was quite fun. So, this is the Common Resounds project led by Alison Cox, who's an amazing musician and composer, is about bringing peace to the world. So the website's up there. So what it is about, asking musicians,
Anywhere you
singers.
want me to go specifically on it? Because you can see it too. I'm just
Yeah.
scrolling.
I'm
What
gonna
would
you can scroll it. I'll just
Yeah,
read.
keep scrolling.
You can see the top there. You can see.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, scroll down for me.
You
Yeah,
dizzy?
good. Yeah, scroll down. You can scroll the top part there.
Yeah,
People
just
can
keep.
read it.
Yeah. There.
Okay, just go down a little bit, and it'll tell you a little bit about where we're about here. It says we're asking for young performers around the world at their schools and elsewhere to create a song. The song will be put on a website, and there'll be a pin for the geographical location the song is coming from. To take a song that we have put together here and do the song in one's own cultural interpretation. 10 entries will be selected to be performed at the CHOGM, which is the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Samoa, the first time they're holding the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting out in Polynesia, and that'll be in October of this year. So we're asking everybody, different schools to be involved. I've got Lord Lands down here, downtown Toronto, to be the anchor school. I'm the Canadian music leader. So I'm looking to get a school in Durham. I've got actually my sister actually lives in North Durham, so I'm very familiar with Durham. She lives up in North Oshawa there, so certainly know the area. But the idea is to get different schools across Canada, across the different provinces to participate. Put them a pin on the global map on the website. We've got schools from all over the place: India, Antigua, Barbuda, Australia, Nigeria, and now Canada. So in the spirit of matters, we will, if you could, is there music attached? Can you play music
Yeah.
off the website there?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is there's
Play the
something here.
song.
I'll click on this. It's the starting leg of the relay was produced by young composers.
Yes.
Should I click on? Let's see what. Hopefully, this is. I'll get the audio here.
Let's see what it does.
You won't. The onliners will not hear this because we don't have that capability yet. But everybody here will hear it. But
I did put the link. I did put the link in the chat
Good.
so they can.
Then Joe and the others, just click on the link if you want the audio, and you can listen to it on your own computer. But let me just do this now and see what happens. It's playing.
Or I can play it from my side. They can hear it.
It's okay. Don't.
So this song was arranged symphony.
Yep, go ahead.
And arranged and performed by school-age pupils from the Purcell School for Young Musicians. So you can see we have a whole template here as to how to do this. Again, take the song as a base and then perform it in whatever, whichever local cultural affectation that people would like to perform it at.
Wow. It's great. I mean, we heard it all here. Everybody could hear it. And you, Joe, and others, you could click on the link and hear it on your own computer properly. Correct? Joe?
Yes.
Good? Great. Okay. Wow.
Yes, and the ask, Hans, if I may interject, is to ask of the District 7070 to participate if they should so choose, if they have young people that would like to participate to help carry on the message and of course get involved.
Yeah, so this project is supported by Rotary in the Commonwealth. So it is a Rotary in the Commonwealth supported project. So so we're looking to get different Rotary clubs and certainly your Rotary club to be involved and see if you can find a school or performers that would like to be a pin on the global map.
Wow, terrific. Thank you very much, Hans. And then questions and any
Can I-
follow-up with this? Please go ahead.
This might be a discussion offline. But we actually have a youth music competition coming up with our club that is led by another very new Rotarian in our club. And I'm wondering if maybe we could get the winner of the competition to get involved with this. That would be pretty fantastic. Yeah. This is fantastic. We'll take it back to our club and see what we can do.
Fantastic. And by the way, just people may not realize that Johanna is also a musical person herself. She's quite musical and has a strong background. I myself am very famous for my karaoke and my air guitar performances.
Very good.
I am from Scarborough, by the way, so it goes with coming from Scarborough.
Yeah.
Sit in the DDP. That's what it was.
That's great. Okay, thank you very much. And who else? That's want to wrap it up?
So I wanted to thank everyone for this evening. We've had, quite a few projects presented here this evening, and it's been so enlightening to hear about all of them. When I was organizing this, I was hearing, I wouldn't say snippets, but I was hearing the shorter versions. So it's so lovely to hear from each one of these ladies here, and of course Hans as well, presenting on behalf of Allison. So thank you so much for talking and for putting together all the presentations that you see in the back. Now, as we close for this evening, I encourage everyone, of course, to grab some drinks, last-minute drinks. Please eat the food. You really need to eat. Otherwise, I'm going to start inviting the students in, and they'll just devour it like piranha, I'm sure. And then, of course, to circulate and look at the individual projects that are at the back of the room. So thank you very much to everyone. And for those online, thank you for joining in.
Thanks very much, everybody. Thanks, Joe, Hans, everybody else.
Thanks for having me. Bye, everyone. I'm off to I'm gonna finish my beer now. See you guys.
Okay, bye-bye.
Lon, thank you so much.
Sure. Recording. Yeah, well, thank you. Good recording will be on YouTube very shortly. High definition. Spread it around and try to get Nikita going. Terrific. Yeah. Anyways, okay. All right. I'm going to stop the live stream. Okay, live